healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Joe Bonnie, and I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. How? Through holistic coaching, y'all. It's a whole journey. And we got another episode for the Journey of Strength, and it is Coach Sam, the Adenomyosis Transformation Camp. Y'all, it is the first international guest on the podcast. So it's going to be an amazing vibe in the studio. But you already know what time it is. Vibe with me, y'all.
Welcome to the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast.
Yo! Welcome, Coach Sam. Welcome to the studio, baby.
Thank you for having me, JoJo. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, it's a pleasure having you, Coach Sam. So go ahead, introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
So hi, guys. My name is Sam, and I am an adenomyosis transformation coach. And I help creative Christian women transform their lives with adenomyosis, endometriosis, and also fibroids. So helping them relieve their pains and stresses and not have to have a hysterectomy. So we're trying to avoid having all this traumatic surgeries and do things holistically. So that's what we're here to do.
Man, I absolutely love it. What made you even say, you know what? I want to go into the coaching space. I want to do all of those transformations you just said to help others. What got you even into that?
I had to transform myself, and it was something that I didn't think was actually going to happen or was possible. I've suffered with all three, adenomyosis, endometriosis, and fibroids for about 30 years. And I have been back and forth to medical professionals, and I've had no success whatsoever. They've just suppressed my symptoms with a lot of medication, and that just led me into a really dark place, depression, anxiety, not feeling worth anything because I wasn't able to maintain my job, my position at work, and it just snowballed into so many things. So I really decided to make a change when I was told that there was nothing more they could do for me other than to give me a hysterectomy. And that's when I decided to start my healing journey for myself and see if I could do something before even considering going down that avenue. So because I've had great results throughout my journey, and I've been able to help other ladies also establish great results in their journeys, it was just a no-brainer for me that this is what I was meant to do.
I absolutely love it because, so many times people get into the coaching space and they feel like they need all these different certifications to really go out here and get results and help people, when ultimately your own healing journey qualifies you to help other people because you've been going through it. And the body's complex. So what works for you might not work for other people, but because you were intentional with your own healing journey, you prioritized it, you dug deep, dug really deep, got results, you're able to help other people do the same thing. And I know we're going to get into mindset, but I just appreciate the fact that you walked down that. And you said you got all three, and I have 4. Let's add polycystic ovarian syndrome on it. And it does become overwhelming.
Absolutely.
It's very overwhelming when you're finally getting answers. And then you have to figure out how you want to respond to it and how you want to continue to get that mind-body connection to get back in alignment with your body to say, okay, how are we going to move forward together? And so I just wanted to hit you with the 4 vibes first, like how we even got to where we are right now, because I already know you about to lay out the foundation of what that journey for, you said like 30 something years, even look like for you to get there. So let's kind of start. I guess let's start kind of at the beginning. So can you share your story of discovering how you
Absolutely. So I had always suffered with stomach problems from a very young age, from primary school, which I think for you guys is elementary age. And I would have to be pulled out of class. I would have the ambulance come and pick me up from primary school to carry me to hospital. And this would continue through primary school, secondary school, and my early work life. And every time I went to the hospital, there was always, oh, we can't find anything. There's nothing that we can do. You're okay. Or by the time the doctors got round to me, my symptoms would have subsided and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. So this literally just continued for a number of years. And throughout those years, I had various surgeries for investigation and still came up with no results, no solutions. And it was just a continuous pattern. So I thought that this was just going to be my lifestyle for the rest of my life now. It wasn't until I was 40 and I had a ectopic pregnancy, and that's when I was diagnosed with adenomyosis. And sorry, let me just rewind a little bit. When I was about 35, I had a miscarriage and they found the endometriosis and the fibroids, but it wasn't until my 40th that's when they found the adenomyosis, and when I actually got to see a specialist in that field. And as 25, 30 years and then being referred to a specialist in itself is just ridiculous and crazy.
Especially since they had no idea what was going on for so long, since elementary school, primary school, like,
absolutely.
And you get until 35, like that.
Absolutely. I thought I had cancer. And the reason I thought this is because my dad suffered with exactly the same issue, constantly in and out of hospital for stomach pains. And every time he went in, they could never find anything, or they'd put it down to food poisoning. So I had subconsciously taken on this thought that, okay, we have similar symptoms, so maybe this is the avenue that my body's taking me down. So that really, really played on my mind as well, and stressed me out completely. So when I was finally diagnosed with adenomyosis, endometriosis, and fibroids, it was a relief. But at the same time, I still had nowhere to turn. I was still heavily medicated. I was still having really bad symptoms, and it just affected every aspect of my life. Through work, I was either being pulled into HR or being referred to occupational health. Friendship groups, I would have to cancel social events because I was either too tired, just didn't have the energy, or literally was in too much pain so I couldn't move. So it was just a continuous cycle, month after month, and it really gets tiring and depressing when you know what's coming. So you can't really plan too far ahead because you know what's coming. And then in between those cycles, I would get symptoms as well. So I would still be bleeding in between cycles. I could feel my ovulation like it was just ready to just create havoc on my uterus. And yeah, I just decided at that point of hearing hysterectomy, that was just the last straw. I had given everything to the NHS, the medical providers here in the UK, and I hadn't got anywhere. So there's a saying, you know, you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's not going to happen. So this is where I decided to just literally just take things into my own hands and go the holistic route, start doing my research, start seeing where I could cut out things, start working on my mental health, and just really starting to break down the things that were affecting me.